Okay, so what we're gonna, logic for this unit, we're gonna be talking about conditional statements. Okay, so conditional statements have two parts. They have a hypothesis and a conclusion. Alright, so in our example here, and some of this, as I say it, you're gonna be like, I have no idea what she's talking about, okay? So we're just going to go slow through each thing. I promise it will make sense at the end. Okay. So I have a conditional statement. That's if and then. Okay. So if I do well on my test, then I get to go to the mall. Okay. That's a conditional statement. If I do well on the test, okay, that has to happen. Then I get to go to the mall and buy cool new shoes like Tags. Okay. So we represent the hypothesis by a letter, which is P, okay? So you're going to have to be able to do this with words, but we're also going to do it with symbols, okay? We're going to do two different things here. Okay, we represent the conclusion by Q, all right? The symbol here, see this guy right here? It looks like a, what does that look like? Array, thank you, okay? This is the if-then part, okay? And then we have P is going to be represented our hypothesis, and Q is going to be our conclusion. So, if I get a good grade on the test, then I go to the mall. What would be the hypothesis? No. Just the hypothesis, one piece at a time. So let me write down what my conditional statement is. If I get a good grade, we'll make it short. If I get a good grade, then I go to the mall. Okay, so the hypothesis, okay, is following the if. So if I get a good grade, then I go to the mall. So what is the hypothesis?
If I get a grade.
Not the if part.
I get a good grade.
I get a good grade. Only this piece right here is the hypothesis. You don't include the if, just this piece right here. Okay? The next part, then, so following then is the conclusion. Then I go to the mall. So what's my conclusion? I go to the mall. Not too bad, right? Hypothesis, conclusion. Oh, don't complain. It's not that bad. Okay, so let's move down here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take this conditional statement and we're going to manipulate the conditional statement. Okay? And these are the three things we're going to do to a conditional statement. And again, I know this is going to sound very foreign to you, but I promise it will make sense in a second. Okay? Converse, inverse, and contrapositive. All right, so we have our conditional statement here. If the measure of angle A equals 15, then angle A is acute. Okay? So what's the hypothesis? Say it again. Measurement of angle A equals 15. Not the if and the then, just this piece right here. That's the hypothesis. And then someone other than Isaiah, please. What is the conclusion? Angle A is acute. Is that a true statement?
Yes.
Yes? Does everybody agree? If the angle measure is 15, is it acute?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So that is true. So over here, I want you to put that our conditional statement is true. Okay. The converse of that statement. Okay. I know this material is dry. Hang in there, please. Okay. Converse of this statement. Okay, is taking this conclusion and putting it as the hypothesis and taking the hypothesis and making it the conclusion. So all I did was switch the two, okay? If angle A is acute, then the measure of angle A equals 15. So all I did was flip them. So I had my hypothesis and a conditional statement and I flipped them. Does everybody see that? Yes? 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 Okay. Now, whenever I change to the inverse of the contrapositive, I'm always coming back here to my original conditional statement. So just remember, as you go through here, you always come back up here to this conditional statement. Okay, so now we have our conditional statement. We're back up here. If the measure of angle A equals 15, then angle A is acute. The inverse is going to negate both the hypothesis and the conclusion. Okay, negate. So here it says, if the measure of angle A is not 15 degrees, then angle A is not acute. So I took this and I said, nope, nope. Okay, negate. Everybody okay? All right, last one is contrapositive, which is kind of a combo of inverse and converse. I'm going to flip them, okay? So I flip them, and I'm going to negate both of them. If angle A is not acute, then the measure of A is not 15, okay? You have to know these. These are on the SOL. All right, let's talk one more thing, and I'll let you go to lunch. If the conditional statement is true, which everybody agrees it's true, right? Okay, the contrapositive is also true. So let's look at this. If angle A is not acute, then the measure of angle A is not 15. Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's look at the converse. I want to know if this is true or not. If angle A is acute, then the measure of angle A equals 15.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes.
Is that true? If angle A is acute, then the measure of angle A is 15. No, give me an example that proves that wrong.
16 years
Right. It could be a different degree. It doesn't have to be 15. Okay. If angle A is acute, then this is saying it has to be 15. That's not true. It could be 60. It could be 30. Okay, so this one's false. And then if the measure of angle A is not 15, then angle A is not acute. True or false?
Because like you said, it's false.
Exactly. If the measure of angle A is not 15, then angle A is not acute. So that one is also false. The thing to remember here is if the conditional statement is true, the contrapositive is also always true. Okay? All right. Go to lunch. Okay. So inverse, converse, conditional, converse, inverse, contrapositive. Notice that the symbols are changing here. So we have P, if P then Q, because remember the arrow here is if then. Okay, then we switched. If Q then P for the converse. Now the inverse, see that little tilde? Okay, the little squiggly, it's kind of hard to see. Looks like this. Okay, that means not. Okay, that symbol right there means not. You need to know both. You're going to have to know the symbols too. That symbol right there means not. Okay, so for the inverse, we say if not P, then not Q. And then for the contrapositive, remember, was switch and negate. So if not Q, then not P. So we have a conditional statement. We have the hypothesis and the conclusion. Okay, the converse is switching the hypothesis and the conclusion. Okay, the inverse is negating the hypothesis and conclusion. So this is my little, this kind of looks like that sign, hand motion. Okay, and then the contrapositive is to switch, okay, and negate. Okay, everybody got it? You need me to do it again because you're about to do this for me. Okay, so let's do it again. Hypothesis, conclusion. Okay, converse is switching. Inverse is negating the hypothesis and the conclusion. Okay, and contrapositive is switching and negating. Huh? You're about to. All right, do we got it?
Did you already prove my A to the C? I'll take one for the team
Okay.
after I fly over to you.
Okay.
It's gonna tickle, right?
No. Do me. This is so we can get into the club.
You're gonna like this.
Okay, ready?
You gotta
One more
think.
time. Yes. Yes.
Look how bad her handwriting is.
Okay, hypothesis, conclusion, converse, okay, inverse, contrapositive. Okay? Again, hypothesis, conclusion, inverse. Okay, I switched it up on you. Converse, contrapositive. Okay? Hypothesis, conclusion, the inverse. I'm negating both the hypothesis and conclusion. Okay? Hypothesis, conclusion. I'm switching the hypothesis and conclusion for
Which one is that?
converse. Sorry. Okay? If I switch them and negate them, it's the contrapositive.
I have a question.
Yes.
Why is yours better than hers?
Because I got more rhythm.
Baby, baby.
I'm talking about like the.
Because, have you seen my handwriting?
Because I'm super teacher.
Okay.
Told you my handwriting was